Hiya guys, I'm going to show you in this video a typical putting practice for me. About an hour long. I'll show you a few different techniques and drills that I do. I start off with just a bit of a warm-up to get the hang of the speed of the greens for the day. Just hitting a few random putts. Next drill that I like to do, put in the flagstick 2 feet behind the pin or behind the hole. I then hit a few putts, trying to make sure that if I do miss, it doesn't go any longer than the flagstick. Helps me to work on my distance control. I start at 4 feet, go back to 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, etc. If I flip this round, it's a bit easier for you guys to see. I do make a habit of holding out my putts, just because it gives me practice at the short stuff as well. Right, next drill that I like to do is instead of aiming at a hole, I aim at a tee. The reason I like doing it is it helps me practice focusing on a small target. I've picked quite a difficult spot here because it's on a slope. When it's flat, this is a fair bit easier. Not doing such a great job of it yet because I'm not really that good at putting, but it isn't actually as difficult as you think. It isn't. It's a bit of a smaller target than a cup, but not much, because if you imagine you can miss a full left ball left or right, you'd only just be still getting them in a cup. So next drill I like to do is with 3 balls. I do a lap of the whole putting green, aiming to 2-putt on every hole. Purpose of this drill is to think about strategy a bit and break and distance control on longer putts, just aiming to minimize errors. So on the first one, I'm just trying to get it within 4 feet or so of the hole, because that gives me a good chance of 2-putting. There's also a second mini game where I try and get each of the 3 putts closer than the previous one, because I get a bit of a read. And the final drill I do for putting is with 10 balls from 10 different spots, from 2 feet, 4 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, and 12 feet, and record how many I make from each distance so that I can track my progress. I don't measure with a ruler, I just approximate 2 feet. All 10 out of 10 from 2 feet, happy with that. The cup gets very full, which is a nice problem to have. on the course, I would use a ball marker before I touch my ball, but just for the sake of speed, I don't do it while I'm doing this. So that was 9 out of 10 from 4. So that was 3 out of 10. I've hit a significant drop off in results at that point, from 4 feet to 6 feet. So what I do is an extra little tip. Next time I practice 4 feet, 5 feet and 6 feet specifically before I do this, because then that's going to give me a bit of extra confidence going into the 6 foot.